Should the 49ers trade Brandon Aiyuk? We do know the Steelers have made a call about Brandon Aiyuk's availability. He's 26 years old. He's up on his fifth-year option this year. There's some stuff. He's not following the 49ers anymore on Instagram. He wants a contract. He wants a new deal. They want a puppy. But in the end, I think a deal gets done between them. First off, Brandon Aiyuk is 26 years old. He is the youngest of their pass catchers by about 2 or 3 years. He's about 2 years younger than Deebo Samuel, who just turned 28 this year. Christian McCaffrey's turning 28 this year in June. George Kittle is 30, going to be 31 in October. So I think that the future of your franchise, the future of your receiving core is in Brandon Aiyuk. If you look at all three of those contracts with Kittle, CMC, and Deebo, they all actually end after 2025. So you only really have 2 more years with all three of those guys on the roster. When you look at the dead cap money on them, George Kittle has the highest dead cap for void years. Void years are when you put dummy years on the back end of a contract. Kittle, he's going to be $13.5 million in dead cap in 2026. Deebo's going to be $8.5 million in 2026. And Christian McCaffrey's going to be $4.5 million in 2026, as all those players will be over 30 at the time. Meanwhile, Aiyuk will be 28. And so if you extend Aiyuk now, his contract right now is probably going to be 26, 27, maybe $28 million a year. But you're not paying all that right now. That's APY. That's the average. And the new contract doesn't really kick in until next year. You have Brock Purdy currently on a rookie contract. You got 2 more years of cost control over Brock Purdy. Probably by the time that the real contract kicks in for Aiyuk, you're really going to be then looking about, hey, like, how do we handle Christian McCaffrey's exit? Is he going to just walk to free agency and be a $4.5 million dead cap hit? Are we going to extend Deebo Samuel, who's had a lot of injuries? Are we going to extend George Kittle? Maybe, because he's a tight end, and the contracts for those tend to be a little bit lower as far as salary cap and percentage of salary cap goes. So I think they probably keep Kittle for the long term and maybe move on from Deebo and Christian McCaffrey in 2026. But somebody makes you an offer you can't refuse, the equivalent of like a first rounder and possibly a second rounder. Man, I don't know, man. That's hard to turn down sometimes, because being able to reset the age of your roster, to make your roster younger, I could see teams seeing the value there and going, we can get really young at receiver this year. Especially, again, this is a talented draft class. That being said, I really do think Aiyuk stays with the 49ers. He's a downfield threat. He's got range. He's got good ball skills. He's great in the red zone. And I think he's going to be the guy who pairs with Brock Purdy for a long time.